What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. Today we have a Magic the Gathering collection I want to talk about. I wanted to show you guys a little bit when we do these collections where it ends up so that you guys know how we organize, how we sort things. We got the Joey Sorter Druid Mark II going. This is the Magic Sorter. It's actually sorting sorcery right now, which they can do, which is pretty cool. Then after we buy collections, everything comes in here, and this is where we have all of our inventory. We buy cards and list cards over 50 cents. So we have, I think, somewhere like 1,200 cards or something like that listed. Sorry, 12,000 cards or something like that listed. But yeah, we do buy collections, KitchenTableTCG@gmail.com. I want to show you that not every collection has to be flashy. And here you have it, everyone, the Theros Fat Pack. I love it when people send me collections and these like old Magic the Gathering binders and things like that. It's fun to see the stuff from back in the day. But you can see this is not going to be like a super flashy collection. There's no dual lands. There is, I mean, I am starting it out with some hate there for a play set of the One Rings. But again, not like dual lands, not reserve lists. I don't think there's any reserve lists in this. These are just cards that sell all the time. You know, Orcish Bowmasters, One Rings, Urza Saga. These are not cards that as a business I'm afraid of. Hey, there's no cards that I am afraid of buying as a business. But also, these are cards that sell all the time. These are the extended art. I hate this card. The Fable the Mirror Breaker that has the extended art on the back. Be careful if you're ever buying cards, because you got to know that the extended art is not extended at all on the front. It looks different only on the back, which is a crazy part with the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Shieldred, the Apocalypses. Again, cards here that have a lot of value, Ragavan, have a lot of value, but more Shieldreds. This one in the Phyrexian artwork or text. But cards that have value, but aren't necessarily like reserve lists. I think there's a lot of presuppositions about people who want to buy collections. They're only looking to buy like reserve lists. They pay nothing on the dollar for cards that are modern. Listen, we pay good money for this stuff, and it moves, and it's a great part of our business. These are cool. These are the European lands. So this is the what is that? I can't pronounce that. Schwarzwald, Germany. It's all natural parks in Europe. Cool, really cool. I've never actually seen these European lands in person. There's a good chunk of them. Here's the one that's the Swamp by Kev Walker. Lake District National Park in the UK. Really cool. I think these were maybe a promo or something like that. Some beta mountains. Lots of really cool old lands from Unhinged, Unglued. You got the Bosejus, Vesuva, Gemstone Caverns. Again, really good Commander staples, really good Modern staples. Really good stuff here, but again, nothing super flashy. You know, fetch lands are down to $5 to $15. They're not super expensive anymore. Null Rods, Force of Negations, cards that people want to play is the cards that I prefer to buy. And reserve list is great. We do buy all that stuff, but if you're like, oh, Louis doesn't want to buy your collection because it's not reserve list, that is not the case. Here's more of those European lands. That's amazing to see so many of them in the same place. Necrodominance, new cards, old cards, it's crazy. It's crazy. When you get a singles inventory going, it's so much fun to buy cards and to see all the different collections come in and go out. And it's a lot of fun to see that, like, doesn't matter what Magic card you're looking at, there's somebody in the world that wants to pick it up and wants to buy it. And it's so it's a lot of fun. Crucible Worlds, I love the Commander, the cards from Fallout. I love this series. I think this is such a cool thing. Man, as much as I hate Universes Beyond, when you start looking at a card like that, and it does bring people into the game, it really has worn me down. I have been worn down, and I am now a fan. Elish Norn, Mother Machines. I'm now a fan of some of that Universes Beyond stuff that they're doing. More of the Unhinged, Unglued lands, Blood Crypts, Leyline of the Voids. My point here with this video, and I like to make this point a lot of the time when we do this stuff, is that if you are buying or selling singles, historically, it's kind of like people don't want to take a risk on modern cards because what if it gets banned and that kind of thing. For us, it's like if you have the ability to have a system in place, like I showed you at the beginning of this video, a system in place to manage the orders, to manage the sales, to run through and make sure every day you're selling the cards and every day you're shipping the cards out. If you have a system in place, you don't need to be afraid of like what happens if a card gets banned or what happens if they reprint a card, because you don't hold the card for long enough to really have that effect. Now, there might be times where you get caught and whatever, and that happens. At the end of the day, if you have a viable enough business model that you are shipping cards out and moving cards at the same time, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if those cards end up getting banned. It doesn't matter if those cards end up getting whatever, because you have enough of a reason to buy the cards to move them. So that's kind of the point of this. Yeah, okay, so now I want to show you Liliana, Shadow Spear, Fury, and that's it. So, singles are a really big part of our thing, which is one of the reasons why I bought so hard into the Marvel cards as well. And I wanted to show some of those off too. I did pull, I opened 4 of each of the Marvel Secret Lair. I am going to keep one for myself in the sealed Marvel Secret Lair world. But we did pull the Abundant Groot, which is really cool. So they put in the Marvel Secret Lair these like random cards that they didn't announce, and we did pull the Abundant Groot. These all look pretty good too. Secret Lair gets a lot of slack for card printing quality. These ones, they didn't come curled out of the box. They seemed pretty good, and the market's super interesting on them. I don't think that the big complaint was that these cards were going to be way more expensive and they were going to be impossible for people to get. I think like after fees and shipping, there's like a 20% gain from a business perspective on, flipping these Secret Lairs. I think that's it. I think it's like a 20% gain. So I think for people who are complaining about it a lot, like, listen, if you wanted just the heroic intervention, you got to pay $5 instead of buying things for $50, buying the whole Secret Lair. I think it's actually good that stores do this. And I don't think that it's like that big of a deal or that big of a complaint for a store to be making 20% off the Secret Lairs. Like, I think I don't know, at the end of the day, if stores don't do this, the singles on these things are going to be insanely priced, and you're going to end up paying way more for that lightning bolt if stores don't buy cards like this to kind of put up on TCG Player and that kind of thing. So it's kind of a different perspective for you guys that I've heard. I still think they should have had more. I still agree with that, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, I don't know. These didn't get that crazy a price as people said they were going to get. Storm's kind of expensive. But the general feel of the entire set, it's only like a 20 to 25% profit margin for stores who are cracking what they got. And like I said, we only got 5. I only got 1 set of the 5. And so, there's like a 20 to 25% profit margin on that. It doesn't seem that crazy to me in terms of what to expect from stuff like that. So wanted to talk about that. Wanted to talk about the collection buying a little bit and just say, again, if you're picking up collections, it doesn't always have to be reserved list, duels, whatever. It can just be general Magic Commander cards. And Orlo, Aegis Aesthetic, is one of my favorite commanders. My buddy built this deck a long time ago, and it was a lot of fun to play against. So shout out to him. Everybody have a great day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video. If you want to sell cards, hit me up at KitchenTableTCG@gmail.com.